Hello and welcome to Education at SSBJ online video tutorials. We were in chapter number 18 of class 8 CBSE pollution of air and water. We have already learnt in this lesson that industrial revolution brought with it a massive emission of poisonous gases because of the use of coal and petroleum. Human dependency on coal and petroleum due to transport resulted emission of carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide into the atmosphere. Moreover, chlorofluorocarbons CFCs damaged the protective layer, that is ozone layer, and allow harmful ultraviolet rays into the Earth's atmosphere, causing premature aging of skin, cancer and eye problems. We have also learnt that emission of carbon dioxide in more quantity could result into greenhouse effect. And what do you mean by greenhouse effect? It is just a heating effect. And why is it called greenhouse? Because in cold countries, a glass house is required to keep the condition which is inside hot. Some plants can grow only when the atmosphere has certain temperature. So in cold countries, it is not possible to grow them outside, so they make a glass house. And how does glass help? Glass allows the sunlight to pass through, but it doesn't allow the heat to go out. So more and more heat is trapped here, and thus the temperature of the internal atmosphere increases. That's the temperature which helps the plants to grow. From outside it looks green. So the entire house is called greenhouse, and the effect is greenhouse effect. How the glass is being used artificially to increase the heat inside the glass house, exactly in the same way it is the carbon dioxide acts like a glass around the atmosphere, which allows the light rays, and when the light rays falls on the surface of the earth, the heat which is converted from the light is trapped within the atmosphere of the earth because of the presence of carbon dioxide. To a certain level, temperature of the atmosphere is required for living and non-living organisms too. But if the carbon dioxide becomes more, then the amount of temperature will raise to a maximum level which is not actually required. And that results into melting of ice in the polar region. And that is what is called global warming. And that has got side effects on living and non-living organisms. What all things will happen because of the global warming, we shall discuss separately in the same video. It is not only the global warming, another incident will happen, what is called acid rain. Our atmosphere contains oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide and many other gases. Let us talk about carbon dioxide here. When the rain water combines with carbon dioxide, it converts into carbonic acid. Therefore, when the rainwater falls on the ground, it is slightly acidic in nature, but that acid is very mild acid. It will not harm so much the living organisms which are there on the earth. But due to a burning of wood, excess use of coal and petroleum, emission of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide and also nitrogen oxides will increase in the atmosphere. And it is not only the carbon dioxide which combines with the water when it rains. Sulfur dioxide also combines with water. Nitrogen oxides also will combine with water. H2O stands for water. And when the water mixes with these gases, along with carbonic acids which we have already seen, nitric acid and sulfuric acid is also formed and fall on the earth in the form of rain. And that is what is called acid rain. And this acid rain is not like acid rain where only carbonic acid falls on the ground. Carbonic acid is very mild acid, whereas nitric acid and sulfuric acid are 1,000 times stronger, and they have their own effect on living organisms, on marine life. What can we do then? If this continues, what is going to happen to the earth? The earth is warming up at a steady pace. The reasons for this is the increase in human-caused greenhouse gases. Recent studies as well as the the 2007 report by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change have reported to some of the likely effects of greenhouse gas emissions: rising global temperature, rising sea levels, Arctic sea ice melting, total disappearance of glaciers, epic floods in some areas, and intense drought in others. Here is a timeline of these events, which may, by 2030, diarrhea-related disease will likely increase by up to 5% in low-income parts of the world. Up to 18% of the world's coral reef will likely to be lost as a result of climate change and other environmental stresses. In Asian coastal waters, the coral loss would reach 30%. World population will reach 8.3 billion people. Warming temperatures will cause temperate glaciers on equatorial mountains in Africa to disappear. Arctic Sea could be ice-free in the summer. By 2050, small glaciers will very likely to disappear completely, and the large glaciers will shrink by 30 to 70%. Ocean acidification could kill most of the coral reefs. At least 400 bird species could become endangered or extinct due to deforestation and climate change. In Australia, there will be likely an additional 3,200 to 5,200 heat-related deaths per year. By 2080, while some part of the world dry out, scientists predict up to 20% of the world's population live in river basins likely to be affected by increased flood hazards. Between 1.1 to 3.2 billion people will experience water shortage, and up to 600 million will go hungry. By 2200, the Earth day will be 0.12 milliseconds shorter, as rising temperature causes oceans to expand away from the equator. What is the solution for global warming and acid rain? What can we do at our level to control the damage due to global warming? We need to speak up. We need to talk to our friends and family and make sure that the representatives are making good decisions. We need to spread awareness through social media about the problems to be faced in future due to global warming. It is our duty to power our home with renewable energy. Solar energy will do miracles towards repairing the damage which has already caused to the environment. Let us invest in energy efficient appliances. We need not go for those electrical appliances which run on heavy voltage. We need not go for a loud sound output devices. Heavy energy intake TVs. We need to reduce water waste, because more the water we use, more of heat and energy required while using the water. We need to replace our electric bulbs by LEDs because they consume less energy and give more light. To take care of environment, let us use fuel efficient vehicles. Electric vehicles are far better to reduce carbon emissions to the atmosphere. Hope over a period of time, all vehicles which are run on fossil fuels will be replaced either by solar energy or by battery operated technology. Finally, as far as possible, let us contribute towards reforestation drive.